think all solid recommendations. Those are all, I think, pretty damn good ideas. It says how to make it more profitable, the turbo plan. Add a 200-day EMA filter. Only buy when the price is above the 200-day moving average. This ensures you are only trading with the wind at your back and avoids buying a crashing market. Tighten the squeeze. Change the Keltner channel. This makes the squeeze harder to trigger, meaning the bot will fire when the market is really coiled up and ready to explode. Use leverage ETFs. Okay, let's build it. Right, so it's saying a turbo TQQQ version.
Yeah. I
It's
like the
going to add in,
200 moving day average because it'll keep you out of those drawdowns, those log
yeah,
drawdowns.
yeah.
That's
Well, I
a
mean,
great filter.
yeah, I mean, we use it all the time. We have it's one of my favorite bots is the 200-day moving average on TQQQ. Although it already didn't trade during that time period, right? So I don't know how much more we'll
Ah,
add to that. Because like this is the time where it would have been below the 200-day moving average. Like we ran that back test like a second ago, right? And this is where it exited, right? And whatever this indicator is doing is also making sure that it's exited during that time period. So I don't know. Will it add more? Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll help around this time, right? But we'll see.
keep it simple. Yeah, no, keep it simple. Just change it to TQQ and leave it as is and see what happens.
Well, I just went with the AI's recommendations, right? It said
Oh, you
add
did
both. I'm like,
turbo. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Just you recommended it. Let's just do it, right? Let's see what it comes up with. So refining the strategy, and we'll see what happens. I've actually heard. Actually, we were doing this yesterday. We looked over this yesterday, where DeepSeek seems to be really good with trading. Like it seems like these Chinese models, for some reason, are better at trading than the U.S. models. For some reason, at least on that alpha arena market or whatever. Um, I wonder if we gave the ability to ask DeepSeek about trading strategies, what would happen? I think that'd be a pretty interesting thing to check. Would that actually make strategies work better?
Okay.
Yeah, this is taking a little bit longer to refine than usual.
Hey, Robert, the Chinese have our back door to our stock market, so it makes sense that they'd be sharp.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Actually, DeepSeek, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the guys that made DeepSeek, they're actually a hedge fund before they created it. So it kind of makes sense that I'd be good at trading. That's literally what the company used to be in. And they went
Yeah,
from a hedge fund, they decided to start because they're already very good with AI, with trading hedge funds. They decided to release like an AI model and that turned into DeepSeek and all that kind of stuff.
that's
But like the
cool.
roots are in trading, right? So it kind of makes sense, right?
How long has DeepSeek been around? It's what, a year or something? That has been around very
Pretty
long, has it?
recent, yeah.
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 This is
At
like
least I
all of a
didn't
sudden
hear about it longer than a
exploded.
year ago.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. The Chinese, they're keeping up, man. I mean, I was watching an interview the other day and like it's looking like they're probably gonna pull ahead, right? Like if they could beat us on energy, and they're now starting to like make their own chips to compete against Nvidia, like yikes.
I was going to say we need to slow that chip export to them down then.
Yeah, well, we already have that, right? But that's kind of just
Yeah,
forcing them to make their own, right? Which is even worse,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
That's even worse, right? Because at least if they're using our chips, then we kind of control it. But if they start making their own, then they're competing against us. I mean, that's even
Yeah.
worse, right?
There's nobody better in the world to reverse engineering than the Chinese, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're very good at that stuff. Absolutely. 1 billion people, highly educated, geared towards engineering. It's it's a difficult thing to compete against. Yeah. I don't know about you, but the all the Chinese kids when we were in college, like they were the ones that are always doing really well. Like my master's degree, my master's in finance, I think like half of them were Chinese at least, right? We had a pretty small class. So it was like 20 or 30 people because it's like a master's degree. It's hard to get into, whatever. But at least half the class was Chinese, if not more. I actually started learning Mandarin because there's so many of them. It's like kind of crazy.
No, they were always studying. They you could be out playing baseball in the street and they were studying. So
Yeah.
it's the culture.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel like I had a bit of that culture too. It's like I think the Polish culture is a little bit like that. It's very geared towards engineering and very geared towards like doing well in school, right? I think probably because like Poland was a communist economy and it was very poor, right? So like to come back from that is like, like if you're not going to I think my parents literally told me if I didn't go to college, then I'm not living at home. Like I don't have a house, basically. So if you choose not to go to college, you could go live on the streets. Go for it. Like okay, it's a lot of motivation there. Okay, there you go. So successfully built the turbo version that took a while to build, but cool. Let's see what it came out with. Version 6. Okay, back test this baby.
Rob,
Let's
to
see
your
what
point
happens.
on changing the label, you know what you might add just to help out and it would help me is not changing the label, leave that under the control of the consumer, but underneath it, put just a label that says stocks traded or something, so that if you do change your, it gives you you can look at it and see what stocks were traded. Like underneath the VU squeeze momentum, just put stocks traded in if it's SPX or it's SPY or whatever, let the bot just fill in what symbol was traded during that back test. And that would be kind of a safety net for changing the, because you still have a VU squeeze. Well, you got VU in there now, but if you had squeeze momentum and change it around, you would have the bot telling you what stock symbol was traded in the back test. Just a thought.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, it sounds like a good idea. It's something that we've wanted to add in. It's kind of just like, does this trade stocks or options or whatever? Well, we had
Yeah,
that in the
yeah,
other
yeah,
version.
yeah.
Yeah. So we could do that. We could go a step further. Maybe even like you hover over stocks and it tells you here's the whole symbol list.
Yeah, you could put
Right.
strategy, options, futures, whatever, and then above it or below it, symbol traded, and it would be just an informative reference.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's something throughout there. I don't know. You were talking about it, so
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. It's going a little slower than usual right now, but okay, there you go. List revisions. Start a back test. Okay, version 6. Perfect. Starting the back test. Let's see what happens. All right. I don't want to spend too much time on this. We're kind of going down this rabbit hole of working on this strategy. But I hope you guys are kind of getting the point of like how this works. Are you guys starting to see like the process behind all this?
yeah, it's great. I'm with you every Tuesday. This is I like seeing you do it because it
Yeah.
certainly it's great to watch to go through it. It gives you a lot of ideas.
Awesome. Great. Perfect. What about you guys, Kenneth, Albert, or Franley? Is seeing this being is seeing this helpful for you guys?
Sure, yeah, that's watching.
Awesome. Very cool.
You talked about doing strategies on Tuesday nights. This kind of stuff would be perfect, Robert.
Yeah, this is exactly what I would like to do.
I,